Hello everybody. In this video I'm going to give you a little tour of my palm tree farm. So let's start over here with the germination stage of the Canary Island date palms that I'm growing. Now this is how I used to do them, in these little plastic cups where I would just put some holes in the bottom with a lighter, germinate them that way. I've also done the plastic baggie method, which I'll probably make a video in the future showing you all the different ways to do this. But I've also done with these tall, skinny potato chip containers. These are pretty good also because you got these little humidity domes built in. That works. The only downside with that is really when it comes time to pull the tree out of this, it doesn't really want to come out easily, so you have to likely cut this open with the razor blade. So really, I've found this is the one I really like to do the best. I just up-potted some of these yesterday, about 9 of them, but these are so easy. They're not too tall, so they don't take up too much soil, just in case a seed doesn't germinate. However, most of them do germinate, but this thing will grow 50 of them. So I'll start the process right here. No need for anything else except just put the seed in there and water it and keep it outside where it's nice and warm. I live in Southern California. Then from here, once they show their little frond, then they go into these 6x12s. And I have these nice little holders that hold them. So like these ones are about 2 months old. Something like this is about 2 months old. These ones right here are about 3 months old, maybe 4 months old, already growing a second frond. These ones right here are like a year old. Keep in mind I did do some root pruning on these too because I was running out of well, that was when I was kind of learning what I was doing, still trying to figure it out. So most of these palm trees, I think all of them, have been root pruned, like cut in half. So it really had to regrow roots, so it took them longer to do their thing. These ones here are about 3-4 months old. And once you come over here, they start looking like palm trees. These are about 1.5 years, 2 years old, and that's really when it's time to take it from this size container, 6x12, because that'll be fully root bound. Then it's time to get into these larger ones, either plant it in the ground if it's safe to do so. You don't have rodents that can eat these trees, because they will. I'm not sure which rodent does it. I think it's a rabbit or maybe a rat that will actually literally eat your palm tree. I lost 30 of them last summer, but I found a little trick to get around that. You just put some fruits out for the animals, and they'll leave your trees alone. So I'll put out bananas and stuff, usually some fruit, and I haven't had any trees eaten. But yeah, these are 11x24s. This is a really nice size here because it allows these palm trees to really grow good, because they like their roots to grow nice and deep. And since these are tall, 24 inches tall, doesn't use really any unnecessary soil that you won't need, and it's very efficient, saves a lot of space. Once this thing fills out, I'll have to figure out what to do next, because I haven't really had to deal with that yet. I'm still dealing with the cost of having to buy these. I just bought 5 of them just to start, and that was like $100 with shipping and everything, so it gets a little pricey, especially because I have over 200, so I'm going to need to buy about 200, and yeah, it's going to cost a lot of money. But you know, if growing date palms is going to be the thing that you do, either as a hobby or a business, and you want to do it the professional way, sometimes you just got to step up to the plate and make that investment. Just do it within your budget and take your time. Yeah, I didn't really start by taking my time. As you can see, I just started germinating like crazy, and I got over here. I got well, before we go over there, let me show you a bigger Canary Island date palm over here that I have in my little personal stash. real quick, I got this one. I'm probably just gonna keep for myself because he looks just so good. I let him grow out real full before I potted him into this thing. It's like a palm tree model. Look at that thing. Beautiful. And then, and I had this one that I pulled out of my neighbor's yard that didn't want it. It grew from seed in the neighbor's yard, and I just dug it out. I kept the root ball intact, and he's looking good. I put him in this 32-gallon trash can. So yeah, these are just my personal trees that when I get a house one day, I'm just gonna put them in my backyard. So back to my growing area. So those are all my Canary Island date palms. Now over here, we're gonna have, these are all Phoenix dactylifera right here. So these are date palms. So these one day can likely even grow dates. However, I won't know what they taste like, and likely won't taste edible for humans, at least, because the good dates, you usually want to take a pup off the tree. If there's a good date, you usually want to try to buy a pup, so you get the exact date flavor you want, because they're not true to seed. Look at this little guy. I don't know what's going on with him. He's kind of cool though. He's like a mini date palm. He's growing smaller and slower than everybody else. It's almost like I'm curious what he's gonna look like, because maybe he's a cross between a date palm and like a pygmy palm or something. But he's pretty cool. Got a little Mexican fan palm I took out of the ground. I thought it was a queen palm, but it turns out it's a Mexican fan palm. So yeah, anyways, I'm not really growing those from seed. Although I will say these Mexican fan palms, their root system is just like the same as a Canary Island date palm. They have the deep roots, and when you take them out of the container, it looks just like a Canary Island date palm. Now these are all Phoenix reclinata, and yeah, there's actually, I have to show you this cool little thing I made for them to try to get them all to look like a star formation. So I'll show you that in a second. But yeah, these are the really good looking ones right here. Look at these things. They're all perfectly spaced out because I made this little spacer that allows me to do that, which I will show you in a sec. But yeah, these are all now age-wise here. These things are probably like, man, how old are these? Maybe a year and a half, 2 years. It can't be 2 years. These have got to be like a year and a half old. They're looking really good. Yeah, so this is going to be an experience to mess around with, because I'm not a fan with the reclinatas when they all look exactly the same height. I like it where they're all different heights and sizes, so I will likely have to separate a lot of these and plant new ones in place where other ones were, and just to try to get it the shape and look that I want. Look at these though. These are some larger reclinatas that are about 2.5 years old maybe. This guy, you can't really tell. The video doesn't do it justice, but man, he's pretty thick. The middle one, that's my very first palm tree I ever grew from seed. These Phoenix reclinatas are amazing. Look at this thing. It looks like a palm tree now. There's 7 of them in there, but I think 6 is the way to go. Look at this jalapeno pepper I threw in there, and it grew into a nice big old pepper. But I think this is the look you want right here. So you got like the middle one, and then 5 around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think 6 is the way to go. I did most of them as 7s. I think 6 is the way though. And I'm pretty sure the middle one I'm going to have to take out and put in a smaller one in the middle, because I don't like it when the middle one is the tallest. So yeah, right now they're all the same size, but as these get older and I start shaping them, I'll likely remove certain ones, plant a new seed in their place, so all the different reclinatas are all different sizes. It takes more time and effort, And I don't know if you can sell them for more, but at least for me, I want them, they're gonna look a lot more attractive. And these are all Reclinatas. Look at the size of this bell pepper I'm growing in here. I just threw some seeds in these, and they just started growing massive. Yeah, this guy's looking really good. Yeah, there was 7 in here, but I think a rat or some sort of an animal came and ate all the babies around it, and this is the only one that made it. Which is pretty cool. Nice looking palm tree. I did plant another smaller one from seed next to it, so that's cool. There's 2 in there now. Heck yeah. Yeah, while we're over here, these are some sago pups that I pull off of this big sago, which I'll show you in a second. They don't even have roots yet, but they actually started growing little fronds, which is kind of neat. Here's the mother sago. Look at this thing. It's a beast. Absolute monster. So cool. Soft, it feels like felt. Of course it'll get firm and spiky. But yeah, this is in a 24-inch box. I pulled this sago out of my parents' yard because they didn't want it where it was. My dad was just gonna throw it away, and I was like, no, let me take this, do something with it. Look at this, we got some Australian tree ferns. Cooperized. Let me show you lastly that thing real quick. And these are just some of my personal fruit trees. I got some Caracara trees, orange. These are my favorite oranges. I got some fig trees. And these rose trees, like orangish red roses. Jasmine smells really good. Here's a fig tree I grew. Oh no, not a fig tree. This is a guava tree that I grew from seed. Growing a bunch of these. And then here's a couple cherry trees. And a white flowered plumeria. Yeah. So let me show you. I'll show you something.